Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. 2 days after another, well, in the recording is the day after the previous video. In the previous video, I predicted my 2025 drivers, my driver lineups, and today I'm going to do the 2024 championship predictions. The drivers will be from 20th to 1st, and yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting one, because I think it's going to be a more interesting season, and yeah, you'll see why. And yeah, so let me just get the groundwork out of the way. 10 teams doing drivers. I think a lot of drivers, well, a lot of teams will be close to the Red Bull. I think it's going to be a 4-team title fight, and you'll see who the drivers are that is going to fight for the championship. And yeah, so yeah, and the rest of the teams, you'll be surprised at which teams is going to fight for championship and which teams I think is going to drop. So without doing any more, let's get to the last place driver and get to the first place. Last place in the 2024 championship, I think, is going to be Valtteri Bottas. Now, I don't think the Sauber is going to be a good car next year, and I think Bottas will be past his best. And yeah, that's why I think he's going to be 20th. And that's all I can say. I don't think they're going to be first. And I think Bottas has been underwhelming the last 2 years. So maybe that's why he's there. 19th place is going to be Daniel Ricciardo. Now, I think the new racing, well, I just saw that it's still going to be called AlphaTauri. I don't think they're going to be very fast. I think it's going to be between Sauber and them for the slowest car by far. And I think Ricciardo will be second to in the AlphaTauri team. And yeah, that's why he is 19th. I don't think it's because he's going to have a bad season. I just think the car is just going to be very awful. And that's why he's so low. 18th place is going to be Yuki Tsunoda, the second driver from the AlphaTauri team. I think you'll just have a little bit more, maybe, that lucky point score. But I think over the whole season, Ricciardo would be more, how can I say, a better driver. But maybe Yuki Tsunoda will get an extra point or two on Ricciardo with a lucky race. We'll see. But I don't think the AlphaTauri team will be very good. And they'll finish 18th and 19th. 17th is going to be Zhao Guanyu. Bottas' teammate, like I said, the bottom 4 places is just going to be them. And I think Zhao would be maybe the luckiest driver of them all. And maybe I think he'll perform better than Bottas, but maybe not as good as Tsunoda and Ricciardo, just maybe getting lucky points. And I think the Sauber will be sometimes better, sometimes worse, but I think most of the times better. 16th place, I think, is going to be Hulkenberg. Now, Hulkenberg in the Haas, I don't think the Haas will be as good. But you'll see who the Haas will be fighting. It's not going to be a good prediction, I think. But yeah, Hulkenberg is going to be 16th. And the closest team to them is going to be P15, George Russell. I don't think, how can I say, I don't think Mercedes is going to have a good car next year, because they said they're going to change their whole philosophy on the car, and I don't think they're going to do it correctly. So that's why George Russell is P15. I know it's a little bit crazy, but that's what I predicted. And P14 is going to be his teammate, Lewis Hamilton. Like I said, I don't think they are going to have a good car next year. Probably Mercedes' lowest point in their whole career. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton, P14. I don't want to put them this low, but how I do this is I predict where the teams are going to be, and then I rank the teams. So yeah, I think Haas and Mercedes will be probably on the same level. But yeah, you'll see where I put the rest of the drivers. But Hamilton outscoring Russell once again. I think Hamilton this year has been lots better than Russell has been. So that's why Hamilton is only going to be 14 with Russell 15. 13th place is going to be Esteban Ocon. I think the Alpine would just be a little bit faster than the Haas and the Mercedes, but still Ocon did have an underwhelming season last year. This year. he got beat by his new teammates after being in that team for a lot of years. So I think the next year won't be as good also. So that's why Esteban Ocon is P13. P12 is going to be Kevin Magnussen. I think he'll be reinvigorated after a bad 2023 season. And we'll see, maybe I'm just crazy with the Mercedes thing, but this my predictions. It's just for fun, so don't get mad. But Magnussen, P12, I think it's going to be quite a interesting season for the Haas, period. P11 is going to be Lance Stroll. I think the Aston Martin is going to be one of the quickest cars, but I think Lance Stroll isn't that good at all. So yeah, that's why it's P11. Not much I'm going to say about Lance Stroll. It's just not that good, and I don't think he would be being good at all. So yeah, P10 is going to be Pierre Gasly. Now, like I said, I think Pierre Gasly is going to outscore Ocon, and I think he's going to do it this year lots more than last year. I mean, he's going to outscore him next year more than this year. Sorry, we are still in 2023 while I'm recording this video. So I think Pierre Gasly is going to be P10 in the driver standings. This thing is going to be a very good driver. I like him. He's my favorite driver of the at the moment. So that's why I put him at P10. I think he's going to be a very good driver. No preferences, just I think he's a very good driver. P9 is going to be Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I think Ferrari are going to be in a no man's land. I think they are not going to be as fast as the top four teams, and not nearly as slow as Alpine, Haas, and Mercedes. So I think there's going to be a no man's land, and Sainz P9, not as fast as last year. I mean this year, I'm confusing myself. But Carlos Sainz not going to put that top-notch performances in when he has the car. I think his teammate is going to do a better job. But you'll see, Carlos Sainz P9. P8 is going to be Sergio Perez. I think next year he's going to suffer even more because of the pressure of Daniel Ricciardo coming and the other teams catching up. I don't think Red Bull will give him as much leeway. So yeah. I didn't predict if Ricciardo took his place in the year, so it's just if the team stays as is. So we'll see how it goes. But Sergio Perez is P8. P7 is going to be a very big shock. It's going to be Logan Sargent. Now, why did I put Logan Sargent P7? I think the Williams is going to be one of the 4 best cars next year. I think the 2 best cars, well, you'll see, but I think Williams will be one of the 2 best cars. That's just probably me being, I love Albon, and I think Williams have been on the up. James Vowles, they're a very smart guy. Hopefully they can get their shit together. And yeah, P7 for Logan Sargent. I think he'll have a good season. Not as fast as his teammate, but yeah, still not a good season. Well, P7 is good for him. Sixth place is going to be Charles Leclerc. Like I said, with Sainz, Ferrari would be a no man's land, but I think Charles will put in the performances to take down Sargent and Perez. So yeah, even though he doesn't have a car near enough fast for that. So that's why Leclerc is going to be P6. P5 is going to be our first title contender. Yeah, I'm predicting it's going to be a 5-way fight for a title. So yeah, well, not like to the end, but like most year, like in 2010, there was a 4-way battle until the second last race. So probably like that. But P5, it's going to be a controversial one. I think it's going to be Max Verstappen. Why do I think Max Verstappen will be only P5? It's because I think like I said, the other teams will be catching up. But I don't think he's going to put up that performances like he does. I know this is probably going to be a wrong prediction, but yeah, first place for Verstappen because I think he'll be over it. He's already won 3 championships, and I don't know, maybe he's bored. That's the only reason I can think of him being P5. P4 is going to be Alex Albon. No, like I said with Sargent, I think the Williams will be one of the two fastest cars. The other fastest car is going to be Red Bull. But I think some reliability issues maybe for Verstappen, who knows. But I think Williams would put Albon in P4, which is a very good spot for Alex Albon. And what can I say? Albon has been very good this season. Next season I think he could do very well if the car's fast enough. So that's why Albon is P4. Our podium sitters in the championship, third place is going to be Oscar Piastri. I think Oscar Piastri would have a very good season if the car is fast enough through the whole season. McLaren, I think, is going to be one of the top 4 teams, and the other team, of course, is going to be Aston Martin, because, yeah, you know. So Piastri is, of course, going to be P3. He's a very good driver. I think he'll be very close to the top 2, but I think the other 2 drivers will just be much faster than him. And yeah, nothing against Piastri, but he's gonna have a good season next year. I really hope so. P2, our second place, our runner-up, is gonna be Fernando Alonso. I think Fernando Alonso is gonna be second in the championship in that Aston Martin. While his teammate is in P11, but I don't have faith in Stroll at all. That's why he's 11th. Alonso, second, very great driver. I think he's amazing. And second place for him in the Aston Martin. I think that's very good. I think that's very good. So, Alonso, I like him very much. And second in the Aston Martin would be so cool to see. I'm very happy and excited to see what happens next year. So yeah, I think it's going to be a close title fight with the number 1 driver. So, but number 1, our 2024 Drivers' Champion is going to be Lando Norris. I think Lando Norris is going to win the championship. I'm hyping it up already. McLaren hype train, the Lando Norris hype train. I'm over it. I think that's going to happen. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I really hope it's happening. I like Lando Norris, and I think him winning his first championship would be so cool. He has to iron out some mistakes to fight Alonso through the whole year. But I think a 5-way fight and Norris winning, I think that would be so cool to see. I'm not predicting how much points or anything. I just think all 5 of these drivers, some way or another, have a chance to win the championship. That's what I mean by 5-way fight. So yeah, in 2024, I predict the champion is going to be Lando Norris. Let's go through the Constructors' Championship. After you saw the top 20, you probably can see who's going to be in the top 10. So 10th place is going to be Sauber. Of course, that both drivers finishing 17th and 20th. 9 is going to be Toro Rosso, no, not Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri. Both the drivers finishing 18th and 19th. I think Yuki Ricciardo's points haul will be more than Sauber's, even though Zhou finished ahead of them. 8th place is going to be Haas, even though I think Magnussen finishes 12th. I think the other drivers' points haul will be more. So yeah, Magnussen 12th and Hulkenberg 16th means Haas at P8. 7th place is going to be Mercedes with Hamilton 14th and Russell 15th. I think that's maybe a wild shot to predicting Mercedes that low. I'm not against Mercedes or anything. This is just from predictions. So that's why I think Mercedes is going to be at 7th. 6th place, I think is going to be Alpine with their drivers 10th and 13th. It's probably not the best season for them. I'm going backwards quite a lot. And yeah, I think they're going to be 6. P5, best of the rest in this case is going to be Ferrari with their drivers being 6th and 9th. Yeah, Ferrari, like I said, in no man's land, not nearly fast enough to fight for the top 4 and faster than Alpine and Mercedes. 4th place is going to be Aston Martin. I think even though Alonso finishes second, Stroll's going to F it up for them. That's why I predict them 4th. 3rd place is going to be Red Bull. Probably the same as Aston Martin. Perez is going to screw Verstappen, and Red Bull, like I said, maybe Verstappen has technical issues a lot. Who knows? Because they had a solid run this year. And, anything can happen. Second place is going to be Williams. It would be so cool to see a McLaren Williams Constructors Championship fight. Like, you can say this wouldn't be the most exciting year in F1 ever. Like, McLaren, Williams, Red Bull, and Aston Martin fighting for a championship. Like, what the hell, man? Have you ever seen a championship like that? It would be so cool. And of course, our 2024 Constructors Championships will be McLaren. And yeah, this is my first ever video predicting the championship next year. Maybe I'll do like my best of the year, who I think will be the best, who I think would be the worst, extra predictions. I just want to do the bare bones one for today, just to get used to the feeling. So yeah, thank you for a great year. I don't think this prediction is going to be close at all, but it's just a little bit fun. I've tried to make it realistic as possible, but yeah, just trying to be fun, you know, trying something different. What do you think would happen? What do you think is my worst take and my best take? And what do you think is going to happen in 2024? Who do you think is going to be a driver's champion? And how close do you think it's going to be? Who do you think is going to be constructor's champion? Please let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. And we'll see what happens in 2024. And I'll probably look back and laugh at myself. So yeah, cheers.